let's talk about Turn Up for Recovery, which I think is, maybe the real reason we're here, and maybe one of the reasons you're on Earth to help others. Can you tell us about Turn Up for Recovery, about Crossroads, and about what your ambassador role is?
Yeah. Obviously, from what I've mentioned, any way to help anybody struggling with addiction, as my mum did, anything that I could do to help somebody in that situation, because I know firsthand how hard it can be. And let me just say that with my mum's experience, I watched her get the finest treatment and come out the other side, having been through hell and having to face her demons, and be straight for a number of years, even before succumbing back to alcohol. Unfortunately, she got involved with heroin at an early age, and I think that that's a terrible drug, because I think it can leave somewhat of a hole in the human soul that can never be, or that can never be filled again. And I think any survivors of being addicted to that particular drug, or any opiate-based drug, it takes an amazing amount of work. So what I'm trying to say is that the 12-step program didn't actually work for my mum on a consistent level throughout her life. She would get better, and then unfortunately she would relapse. So Turn Up for Recovery was set up by Melia Clapton, who is Eric's wife, and Eric has a treatment center in Antigua called Crossroads Center. He also puts on a guitar festival, a music festival called the Crossroads Guitar Festival, to raise funds for the treatment center in Antigua, and also to help people who wouldn't ordinarily be able to afford the treatment. Now, with Turn Up for Recovery as well, what I feel that the idea behind it is to sort of provide a more contemporary and cool, if you like, gateway to abstinence-based recovery for people who are struggling. I think in the rock and roll world, or in the live music world especially, there is a tendency to lean on drink and drugs to get you, if you're touring a long time, to get you through the night, or you need to drive long hours, or you just fall into it, and also perhaps that people who used to enjoy to go to gigs and then have felt that perhaps they can't go to gigs anymore because there's too much temptation. I think that perhaps Turn Up for Recovery, might provide, if you like, that extra safe haven at live shows that would perhaps prevent people from, succumbing to triggers, or things like that. So so that's it, really. Turn Up for Recovery, their website's turnupforrecovery.org. There's a lot of information there. And my role as an ambassador, really, is to raise awareness, where I can, with concerts that I'm doing. Then I can donate part of the funds for that, and spread the word, and also provide an outlet on my merchandise stands for the literature, which you know, which I tend to carry around, you know, and anybody who might be struggling at the gig or has an interest in it, you know, these leaflets are there, and you know, if I can help anybody along the way by providing that, then that's a, you know, I would say a worthy cause. And then of course, on a more fundamental level, music has saved my soul and made it possible for me to survive the challenges and difficulties, both inward and outward, that I've faced. And it is the healer that transcends all languages. And it's a magic that I'm honored and grateful to be able to participate in.
Right. And let me mention that in September, in early September, you're going to be coming to Tampa, and a rehab center, Turning Point of Tampa, is going to sponsor a concert where you and your acoustic guitar, maybe a friend, maybe no friend, are going to play some of your music, some of the Harrison music, some of the Clapton music, and talk about recovery, and maybe turn this thing on its ear where it's stylish to be in recovery. You know, being in recovery is something to be proud of, not a social stigma. You know, the people, especially those with a genetic tendency to be addicted, or those who have been addicted to heroin, which is addictive for life once you've tried it once, for those people to be able to say, hey, I'm proud to tell you I'm in recovery. Just like Eric Clapton is proud to tell you he's in recovery. Just like Will Johns is saying, this is cool. This is the thing to be. You're a young musician. Don't get hooked. If you are hooked, it's cool to be in recovery. Tune up your guitar, tune up yourself, and get in recovery. So if anybody is going to be in Tampa in early September and would like to see this concert, or if you'd like to sponsor Will in your community, anywhere, he eventually, with the cream of Clapton, does tour and may be in your community and may have an acoustic guitar and be able to speak to young and older musicians and people who know that musicians are cool about this important cause.